Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Grubby versus XlorD. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill. XlorD has spawned as the purple undead player on the top right hand side of the map, killing Necropolis and then TP out is smashing everything. Yep, nice. Hope to see some good games. Still, Grubby spawning as the yellow orc over here on the bottom left. All right, Grubby look like he's going to be opening up. I would assume it's going to be Farseer Headhunters in this matchup. People have been asking me why is Farseer such a popular hero? Farseer is just a very strong early game hero right now. But with that earlier Voodoo Lounge, we may actually be looking at Blade Master first. The tech to tier 2 incredibly important, and the Farseer generally works out better as a harassment hero, doesn't need the Voodoo Lounge nearly as early, as it is going to be a Blade Master coming in from Grubby. So Blade Master coming in from Grubby alongside Grunts, there's that Voodoo Lounge. And the reason why I mentioned this at all, the timing on that Voodoo Lounge really a big indicator, as the Blade Master needs to shop for everything early on to continue his harassment. Meanwhile, with the Farseer, generally the Farseer doesn't need those items until later on, so you can build your Voodoo Lounge a little bit later, allowing you to actually tech to tier 2 a little bit faster to grab the Spirit Lodge and that Bestiary. Blade Master fast tech going up against Death Knight. So a little bit of classic gameplay here. Blade Master versus the Death Knight. And we'll see what items Grubby gets on that Blade Master and to see how well that critical strike does eventually scale. Holding on to his Scroll of Town Portal so far, Blade Master going to go straight after the Ogre Warrior, attempt to take it down. Most likely going to Healing Salve and also Wind Walk Away, regenerating all of those hit points while picking up, I'm thinking he's hoping Slippers of Agility is the best item right there, and it is Claws of Attack +5, just as good, as well as the Blade Master sells that Scroll of Town Portal now, and now is he going to try and Wind Walk Away, or the Forest Troll Berserker could break the heal, does not break the heal, and as the Blade Master, did actually Wind Walk, and now perhaps going to try and pick up a Circlet of Nobility and move along his merry way as well. Death Knight clearing up some easy creep camps here, gonna pick up a Gloves of Haste. Blade Master still looking to finish off more and more units. Slippers don't drop there. One more client. All right, a Circlet or Claws or Gloves of Haste. All right, Circlet, Claws, Gloves of Haste. I thought it was the green creep camp. I forgot it was the orange. All right, yeah. Blade Master now making its way back off to the north. Thank you. Stacked BM already. Circlet of Nobility, Claws of Attack +5. Hoping for Gloves of Haste now as the Blade Master now heads off to the north. May try and steal the Slippers of Agility right there. No, and it is the Slippers of Agility. Yeah, forgot it was the Turtles. Death Knight now looking to try and get that last hit there. Blade Master not actually getting the last hit at all, still sitting at halfway to level 2. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is trying to keep that Blade Master at bay, and it is so difficult dealing with that Blade Master who's just constantly wind walking in and out. Who's going to get the last hit right there? Blade Master gets the last hit as he is attempting to retreat back in a little bit more experience and heading back home. Tech to tier 2, 2/3 of the way done. Meanwhile, XlorD's tech to tier 2 also 2/3 of the way done. And attacking game coming in from both sides, as we do see a good number of Orc Burrows down. Still no War Mill, surprisingly, and there may actually become some sort of timing attack if Grubby forgets to get that reinforced defenses early enough. Coming back through, Death Knight of XlorD still looking to clear out some more creep camps. We're looking at the Blade Master perhaps trying to buy some additional items here. No longer has any Clarity Potions or Healing Salves available. Attempting to go after the Ogre Magi, or at least aggro them, and then perhaps to try and disrupt a little bit of that well, a bit of creeping. All right, Ensnare goes down. Perhaps going to try and take down the Forest Troll Trapper, take them down one at a time. Blade Master actually hiding behind this little stone column there as they're going to be looking to engage. There goes another unit, but taken out by the creeps. Grunt down to the south, trying to clear the creep camps, get a little bit of that experience back. Blade Master still sitting at level 1, not yet at level 2, as the Rod of Necromancy charge used right there. There goes an Ensnare or onto the Crypt Fiend, but the Blade Master, Dust of Appearance, did reveal his location, as that Crypt Fiend is still taking quite a bit of damage. Both sides still fighting their way through, but Death Knight has plenty of mana, can easily Death Coil, as the Blade Master of Grubby is starting to catch up in that experience race. XlorD not quite sure how to stop Grubby overall, as the Skeletal Warrior down to 79 hit points, and looks like it will be able to aggro those creeps. Blade Master, 74 mana, should be able to perhaps burst down a Crypt Fiend right there. There's Scroll of Speed trying to take that down here. XlorD going to get a Death Coil off, as the Death Knight still needs a little bit more mana to try and protect there. Meanwhile, Blade Master down to 132 hit points, needs to escape away, as the Crypt Fiends are going to be able to continue to engage as well. Death Knight has enough mana for another Death Coil. Those units are going to back away, as the Lich now shows up to the party. A Frost Nova could have gone down, and that would have been 2 grunts served chilled, as the Death Knight and the Lich now ready to push back the other way again. All right, Shadowhunter out here onto the battlefield. That is really just a Limb Ripper, not a hexed unit anywhere around, as skeletal minions are still falling. However, that may have denied a little bit of experience to the Blade Master, which would have given him level 2. The Shadowhunter on the board with 6 experience now. No critical strikes still. Skeletal minions going to go ahead and aggro, and XlorD is just doing a great job making it difficult for Grubby and to heal up this orc army at the Ogre Magi. By constantly waking up those creeps, those units are constantly awake, and, well, prevent the Blade Master and grunts from being able to top off their hit points. Lich, Death Knight still battling back and forth. A quick hex onto the Death Knight there. Death Knight now trying to retreat back. Unholy Aura units are moving a little bit more quickly. Another hex could go down, this time onto the Lich. Lich could be in a little bit of trouble. We could be looking at some Death Coils. A beautiful, beautiful semi-surround, as the Lich is going to try and get a Frost Nova off to slow things down once again. There's another hex. Oh, it is not. Oh, no, it's Frost Armor. So Frost Armor first. This is very, very classic old school style play, as the Death Knight is not going to be able to save the Lich unless it transfers the Scroll of Town Portal, and that's exactly what is done right there. Transferring that Scroll of Town Portal. Obsidian statues are already here to provide a bit of hit point and relief for that Lich. Frost Armor first against a Blade Master, but the Blade Master is still sitting at level 1, finally getting to level 2 at the 7-minute 30-second mark. Lich still hasn't chosen skill, only now. Yep. I thought it was, well, in years past, the Lich had always gone Frost Armor first when dealing with a Blade Master. Seeing this classic matchup, a Blade Master going up against Death Knight Lich, is well, giving me fond memories of what WarCraft 3 from 4 or 5 years ago. And still nice to see that old tried and true strategies still work out or are still played at a very high level. Death Knight now ready to charge on in from the north right here. Ogre Magi getting ensnared. Classic play by the orc to ensnare units and then be able to easily clear them up. Obsidian statues are out here onto the battlefield. Is the large ogre look? Yep, the large ogre was already taken down, giving, I believe, that Blade Master, was it Claws of Attack plus 12. All right, the Blade Master already up to plus 23 damage. That Blade Master extremely stacked, now with an Orb of Lightning, 130 critical strike on a level 2 Blade Master. That is very, very crazy and scary indeed. That Blade Master, all he needs now is a Potion of Invulnerability and a Gloves of Haste. And, well, that Blade Master's damage is just going to feel higher and higher as the Shadowhunter gets up to level 2. Support hero right there, Orb of Corruption attack onto the Shadowhunter as, well, the Blade Master of Grubby looks to try and finish things off here. Wand of Mana Stealing, not the item he was looking for. Tome of Strength to give that Blade Master a little bit more hit points, taking some time to read that story. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 1 does go for Stomp over Endurance Aura first this time around, as the Endurance Aura does increase the overall damage output of the Blade Master with slightly faster attack speed. Coming back around though, Death Knight sitting, or will be able to get to level 3. Dark Ranger sitting at level 1, and the Lich is sitting at level 2. Nasty 1, 2, 3 combination on both sides as the red creep camps are trying to be cleared. Blade Master going to go straight after that red Drake. There goes an Ensnare. Shadowhunter coming back around here. More units making their way back over. Ensnare not lasting nearly long enough as the units are slowly getting taken down. Blade Master wants to get to level 3. Should be able to get to level 3. There it is, level 3. Now level 2 critical strike as he's going to allow the Tauren Chieftain and the Shadowhunter to finish the remainder of this creep camp off. All right, needs to move this Berserker closer to that Fountain of Health. He's actually taking quite a bit of damage. That red Drake constantly getting ensnared down as the Blade Master wants to cause a bit of disruption. Plus 24 damage, and this is before Kodo Beast. Oh, Death Coil, Frost Nova, Lich is right there. Is he going to be able to heal back up? Yes, buys a potion of invulnerability and was, well, pretty much blasted right away. That Sentry Ward by XlorD, revealing that Blade Master, as the Blade Master looks a little bit worse for wear after that Death Coil Frost Nova. Back off to the north, Shadowhunter looking to aggro more of these creep camps, pull it closer together. Shadowhunter will be getting to level 3. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2. Ensnare on the Null Overseer, going to finish things off as the Blade Master of Grubby was not sure how he was spotted. He's not sure if there is a shade following XlorD or what exactly happened there, as he knows that Dust of Appearance was not applied. Tauren Chieftain picking up Rune Bracers alongside Talisman of Evasion. He's going to be difficult to take out as well, as the Tauren Chieftain clears up the remainder of that creep camp. Tome of Agility being left behind perhaps for the Blade Master to head off to the north and read that tome. Tauren Chieftain still sitting at level 2 here. Blade Master, is he going to actually remember that tome? Grubby giving that tome off to... yep, yes, he is. Getting in another point of damage indeed. All right, the majority of the creep camps have already been cleared on the map. Lich sitting at level 3, Death Knight sitting at level 3, Dark Ranger could in fact get to level 3 here if the remainder of the heroes actually keep a far enough distance. No, not going to quite make it, as the Blade Master and Shadowhunter looking to see, well, perhaps give a little bit of surprise for that Dark Ranger, Death Knight, and Lich army. All right, our units making their way out onto the map. Grubby having a slight supply advantage. Dark Ranger also at level 3. 3-3-2 going up against 3-3-3. We see a little bit of damage getting added on there. Tauren Chieftain wants to lead the charge, but knows that a silence is probably in store here as the Blade Master, oh, Death Coil Frost Nova straight up takes things down. Tauren Chieftain, Scroll of Speed, is going to be able to stomp here a swarm of skeletal minions in that front line spot. Death Knight, and in a little bit of a tough spot there, does throw down the stomp to try and slow things down. Kodo Beast able to grab a Crypt Fiend, trying to grab a dinner, dine and dash, but a Death Coil prevents the retreat. All right, Tauren Chieftain now fighting his way through. Blade Master damage significantly less now that Kodo Beast is taken out, as well as a Giant Stomp now does come down. All right, there is Dust of Appearance, revealing all of those Crypt Fiends who are burrowed in the ground. Tauren Chieftain still fighting its way through. 51 supply compared to 44, as Grubby's trying to inch out and just win this war of attrition. A Grunt being able to stay alive ever so barely, down to 113 hit points, even though it had negative armor, and a Death Knight breathing down its back. All right, there goes another Berserker taken down right there. Dark Ranger trying to keep close enough in order to stay alive, as the Orc army could try and head over to the Fountain of Health and heal up. All right, there is a Ward Sentinel. Yeah. Blade Master finishing things off there. Murloc going to get taken out. Meanwhile, down to the south, a Sentry Ward by XlorD keeping track of that Blade Master. I guess that was the Sentry Ward you guys were mentioning earlier. Orc needs Shaman for Dispel to Skellies and Curse. Yeah, Spirit Walkers or Shamans, both would work. We are going to be going into Spirit Walkers instead for Disenchant. For Reinforced Defense is already up and operational for Grubby, so it doesn't have to worry about the Crypt Fiends diving on in. Tauren Chieftain, well, needs to pick up some nice, strong items, perhaps Mantle of Intelligence, hand it off to the Shadowhunter, as we are looking at a fast expansion, or a tiny Great Hall building up and setting up this expansion in no time flat. Shamans give rah-rah Blade Master. That is true, but usually Bloodlust is not an option when you're going up against undead, as destroyers are able to devour magic and, well, heal themselves up. The Blade Master often just tries to win it without all of that bloodlust there. Blade Master now healing up at that fountain of health, had a little bit of healing salve charge going as well, and that Blade Master will be able to heal back up nicely. Grunts and orc players often liking these fountains of health as a way to make up for healing that orc players don't really have easy access to, aside from witch doctors at mastery training. 54 supply over 82, going up against 59 supply. XlorD versus Grubby. Both sides have set up expansions. All of the creep camps have been cleared out, and all sides have only level 3 heroes. Raiders are going to want to try and ensnare down and pick off units, winning in that war of attrition. The Orc of XlorD is going to want to use Death Knight's Death Coil Frost Nova for that initial kill, and then hope that they can just rinse and repeat that strategy over and over again with the mana reserves of the Lich, the Death Knight, and these Obsidian statues constantly filling them up. Grubby has plenty of supply cap room. XlorD, same thing. Both sides are just waiting for this next engagement as the Ziggurat, training up Ziggurat and now a Tomb of Relics to try and give home field advantage at the expansion. We are looking at Banshee Adept training, so Curse is going to start to become an issue. Spirit Walkers are here for Disenchant and Spirit Link, but Spirit Link is one of those abilities that are often devoured magic as well, so that could become a little bit of a problem as well. All right, both sides. Tauren Chieftain off in the middle. Is he going to be able to engage? There's the Tauren Chieftain. There's the Blade Master. There's a Dust of Appearance. And now here we are. That Stomp really not large enough to get that much damage in. And the Dark Ranger had used the Potion of Invulnerability. So Grubby starting off that battle pretty poorly, as we now see that the Destroyers are devouring magic as well. All right, Obsidian statues are going to get poked apart by those Berserkers. As one Obsidian statue gets taken down, there is only one left, but a lot of damage as Grubby lost a lot of units right there. 52 supply compared to 64, trying to fight back the other way. In comes a Stomp now, trying to engage against all of these units. A useful Stomp right there as the Tauren Chieftain finishes off the Dark Ranger. Blade Master does have Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There goes a Stomp, but Tauren Chieftain could get taken down. He gets taken down as well. Both last heroes are taken down already. Blade Master continuing to fight his way through. Spirit Walkers using that ethereal form, as there is really no magic damage aside from the Obsidian statues, who could easily poke things apart here. Blade Master trying to retreat back. Kodo Beast has nothing in its belly. 51 supply compared to 57, as the Blade Master does return the favor, getting in a little bit of damage. All right, Death Coil once again finding the back of a Berserker, bursting it down. The Lich not having enough mana for another Frost Nova, as the Obsidian statue is trying to keep things all tightly topped off. All right, a little bit more damage there. Blade Master, 231 critical strike. Death Knight could try and perhaps get a Death Coil. Obsidian statue in the back. Level 4 now on the Lich. There's the Death Coil, as that Frost armor, well, still providing plenty of defense there. Blade Master now going after the Banshee, and the Blade Master unable to catch up, getting choked up behind a sheep, as the Banshee is able to live and fight another day. Healing Wave, well, online Fountain of Health, trying to keep all of these units alive and well. There is an ensnare, as XlorD is just continuing to dive on in and charging into this Fountain of Health. Blade Master finding the back of an Obsidian statue, trying to burst it down, maybe able to come back out on top here, as damage is racking back up again. Obsidian statues still providing plenty of mana for that Lich, as the Death Knight still trying to keep that Lich alive and well. All right, Blade Master trying to go after the Crypt Fiends, but that Blade Master is cursed and is occasionally missing those targets, as the Blade Master now getting body blocked by that Crypt Fiend he was chasing down a moment ago. More and more damage just getting racked up onto all of those units, as XlorD looking to take a commanding lead against Grubby. Grubby, as mentioned by the chat, does not have a Scroll of Town Portal, fighting himself, backing up into a Fountain of Health corner. He's going to try and win in this war of attrition here, but it generally does not work out well, as the Blade Master finally picks up a Scroll of Town Portal, and then able to burst down the obsidian statue while saving the rest of his units. Great play by Grubby, visiting the Goblin Merchant Shop, picking up that Scroll of Town Portal, and, well, hand delivering it in order to save all of those units. But is it enough? All right, Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain getting in a little bit more mana. Let's take a look. We are at level 2 Stomp, level 2 Endurance Aura should be just around the corner. Blade Master still with plus 33 damage, and still only sitting at level 4. If that Blade Master gets to level 5, which will be an uphill climb, he will have done enough damage to XlorD's army, and then suddenly we are going to see even higher level damage bursts. That higher level damage burst could easily wipe out Crypt Fiends in 2 shots if there are back-to-back large critical strikes. Shadow Hunter looking to perhaps buy some Scroll of Town Portal, Scroll of Healing, a bunch of items to be used, as XlorD is now looking to perhaps set up an expansion in the center portion of the map, placing down a Ziggurat and haunting that gold mine momentarily. 76 supply compared to 50. Grubby is sitting in low upkeep, perhaps going to try and buy more and more items and make a bit of a play. Goblin Zeppelin, there's a quick reveal right there, making sure that there was no sort of trickery, no shade following him. And Grubby now wants to perhaps land behind here and shut down this expansion before it becomes up and operational. Little does he know that XlorD is already trying to get up on bases by taking that concealed hill in the middle of the map. All right, Voodoo Lounge taking quite a bit of damage. It's going to get taken down in no time flat. Anti-magic shell across multiple Crypt Fiends, and this could be the end of the game here in just a moment, as the Crypt Fiends, the unit's going to be dropping on in here. All right, trying to shut things down. This is a quick drop. There's a stomp as the Acolytes are unable, not all of the Acolytes are able to get away. There goes another one, trying to take down this haunted gold mine here, down to 500, 600 damage. But you got to remember, this is piercing damage and magic damage, attempting to take down a fortified building. The damage is just not high enough compared to Raiders and Grunts in the past. Scroll of Town Portal inbound here, but is it going to be too little, too late, as the units are now in the back here? All right, main gold mine is going to go in and repair. The main gold mine is already gone here. And, well, no mining here, so it is currently 1 base to 0, as Grubby is able to mine free, as this base is not yet fully saturated. Continuing to battle it up here. Crypt Fiends, Blade Master going to try and engage. 71 supply compared to 60. Grubby does have a little bit of a fighting chance here, but actually runs on by and takes quite a bit of damage. Blade Master needs to engage. Level 4, level 3 compared to 444. Tauren Chieftain, level 2 Endurance Aura, does have a little bit of additional hope. Does have a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Silence wears off, and now going to continue to fight his way through, stunning all of these Crypt Fiends, preventing them from dealing damage. That is the big deal, as another stomp needs to come into play. There goes another stomp. 71 supply compared to 48. Grubby trying to hold on to this battle here, but without the Voodoo Lounge, going to have a little bit of an uphill climb still. Tauren Chieftain should be throwing down another stomp here momentarily to try and reduce the amount of damage while racking up damage, even though they have anti-magic shell. Crypt Fiends are still continuing to poke apart units, as the Kodo Beast taken down as well. Blade Master, with all of the constant missing from the curse, having a bit of problems, as the Death Knight gets up to level 5 first, and that is going to be the game. XlorD wins out, even though he was not mining on any bases for that final minute and a half of a fight. Great decision making by Grubby to try and make it close, taking down the only gold mine that XlorD was mining from, and hoping that if the fight went long, he would come out on top. It just didn't happen that way, and in the end, the hero level advantage of XlorD was too much to overcome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.